man. Goddamn. We got some more Houston Rockets updates. Well, not updates, but just, just hype videos. Shouts to All Pro Sports Talk. You know what I'm saying? Oh, crap. Hold on. Oops. Yeah. We're going to get into this video real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me shrink down a little bit. Get out the way. All right, let's get into it.
Houston Rockets. This team went out and they spent a lot of money so far, and free agency isn't even close to being done. They to the NBA Finals, and talk about the Houston Rockets. This team went out and they spent a lot of money so far, and free agency isn't even close to being done. They went outside Fred VanVleet first. Obviously, this team needed a veteran point guard, and he was a top trade target for him. You gave him $130 million for 3 years. I see a lot of guys and a lot of people in general clowning the Rockets for this deal. I like it. You're getting a very good, crafty playmaker, a good veteran guard. He's an all-star caliber point guard. Maybe not in the Western Conference he won't be, but he's a very good point guard to have on your team. He may not be the same type of point guard as a guy like a Stephen Curry or even a Damian Lillard. He's not even close to being in that conversation. But he's going to come in and fit extremely well in Coach Udoka's system. He's an undrafted free agent, a very good, scrappy player, a great hustler, and he can sub this offense. You have young players on this team, and they need a veteran influence. So bringing in Fred VanVleet is going to be amazing for this team. He's won a championship with the Toronto Raptors, and he was an essential part of winning that championship with the Raptors. He can create his own shot, and he can create for others. Now, the three-point percentage was down last year, and the mid-range shots were a bit iffy for Fred VanVleet, but I believe you can get him back to how he was a couple of years ago when they did win a championship against the Golden State Warriors. That was peak Fred VanVleet, and even the season after that, he was really solid. I think that you're getting a very good point guard that's going to come in and play tough defense for you. He's going to fit into the system of Coach Udoka. And speaking of fitting into the system of Coach Udoka, this is a bit of a controversial pickup for the Houston Rockets. Giving Dylan Brooks $80 million on a 4-year deal, I like the player. I'm higher on him than a lot of people are. The offensive game is not there for him.
He don't need to be offensive, yo. We got 3 lockdown defenders, Jabari Smith, Tyrese, and Dylan Brooks, bro. We finna be a problem. And Eamon Thompson, like, our defense finna be top tier this year. Like, mark my words. So, like, we got Jalen Green, Van Vliet, Sengun, Eamon Thompson, Jabari Smith to score. Dylan Brooks don't need to be a great scorer. I mean, he don't need to be. So that's just the fact.
He's not a good shooter. At times, he will have an okay three-point shot, and he'll make you pay for leaving him open. But if you're talking about over a stretch of a season, the last couple of seasons, he struggled a lot offensively. But you're not getting him for that. You're getting him for his defense and his tenacious ways that he attacks the ball. Him as a defender in this system is going to be hell, because you're putting him into a system with a hard-nosed coach and Coach Udoka, and it gives the Rockets a versatile player that can guard guys at the point guard position, from the shooting guard position, also at the small forward position. He's a big body to have, and he's extremely versatile on that defensive end. So he's going to help guys like Sengun at the center position. He's going to help guys like Jabari Smith and also Jalen Green, because he's such a good defender. He's going to take some stress off of those guys. And I do believe that guys like Jabari Smith and Jalen Green will take a step into being better players for his upcoming season, especially Jabari Smith. Last season was a bit of struggle at times on the offensive end, but we see the defensive potential.
See, this dude not a Rockets fan. He wasn't really struggling. It's just, we ain't had no point guard for real like that. I mean, KPJ was doing his best, but it was a lot of times where he was missing Jabari wide open for spot ups, and like it got to the point where Jabari was just shooting anytime he got the ball, because he was barely involved in the offense. In a lot of those games where you see where he only got like 10, 8, 9 points off of like bad shooting, because he just was just shooting whatever, because he wasn't touching the ball. He wasn't in the game offensively.
On the court, and you're bringing in a brand new coach, I believe he'll use him in the right situations. But Jalen Green, I believe this is still his team. Last year, he was very good. He's a very good shooter. His shot selections are a bit questionable at times, especially from three. We averaged 22 points last season, and he averaged 41% shooting from the field, almost 42%. So I do believe that Jalen Green has all-star potential, and he could be one of the better shooting guards in the NBA for sure in the next couple of years. Do I believe this team can go out and make the playoffs with the moves that they've made? Not just yet, but they can.
I strongly disagree. If you see the moves they making and Ime Udoka and all that, they finna get in the playing game or just straight AC, and they finna do some damage. I watch. I called it.
Be a play-in type of team, and anything can happen in the play-in. I think that you have a very good head coach in Coach Udoka, and a lot of people are giving him a lot of praise. But he only has 1 year of being a head coach, and his first year being a head coach, he took the Celtics to the NBA Finals, and they did lose against the Golden State Warriors. But he made a major impact on guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. He's going to make a major impact on these young players. I understand that they did spend a lot of money. That's the negative side of this. But they had a lot of cap space to go out.
It's not a negative side. The NBA teams have to spend 90% of their cap, so they got to get off the money. So whoever they sign, they gotta give them a whole bunch of money, because that's how it works. They got to spend 90% of their cap. They can't just be sitting on money like that.
There and spend the money. Like I said, the thing is with Dillon Brooks, it's a huge toss-up with him. The offensive game is a bit of a question mark certain nights, but his defense will be there every single night. That's the only thing I have to worry about from him is a three-point shot if guys do decide to leave him open. Fred VanVleet, like I said, the three-point shot was down last year, but I do believe in this system, in a free-flowing offense, it will be better. And I haven't even touched on guys like Kevin Porter Jr., who will now maybe be coming off the bench, or maybe they can trade him. But Kevin Porter Jr. was good last year as the season ended, and he's a very good playmaker.
They're not trading Kevin Porter Jr.
for this team. And you also drafted Ahmed Thompson as well. And Ahmed Thompson is a very good crafty playmaker and can give you some instant shooting as well at times.
He can't shoot, bro. What is you talking about, man?
And he's a crafty playmaker, so he can get his way to the rim. So I do believe that they have a lot of good pieces with this Rockets team. They're just extremely young. So that's why it was so important to bring in veterans like Fred VanVleet and Dillon Brooks to try to help these young guys learn how to win and teach them how to play winning basketball. Because if you look at the Rockets for the last couple of years, after they traded James Harden, they weren't playing winning basketball. It was just a bunch of ISO situations. Jalen Green, you get yours. Kevin Porter Jr., you go out there and get yours. And they were taking turns. And Jabari Smith came in there. Then you have Sagoon. They didn't play as a team. They played as individuals. So if Coach Udoka could come in here and get these guys in a free-flowing type of offensive system, I do believe that they'll be extremely good. But on day one for this upcoming season, they're going to be a team that values themselves a lot on the defensive end, and you have some pretty nice scores when you talk about Fred VanVleet and Jalen Green. So let me know in the comment section below how you feel about the Houston Rockets.
Shit, hold on, man. Let me expand real quick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a nice little video for a non-Houston Rocket fan. You know what I'm saying? I can tell he just covering them and all that. KPJ coming off the bench. I mean, I'm a Rockets fan. I know what's going down. He probably not gonna start, or maybe he might. I don't know what they could do. A whole bunch of different lineups. They got a really deep team actually right now, even for being so young. They got 2 veterans that's gonna whip them boys into shape and show us Ime Udoka. So I see the Rockets getting to the playoffs this year. I'm just gonna call it right now, man. Straight up. Hey, and that's all, folks. Bro, he be on the phone